Okay. You are back to the Dreamaker podcast, and I'm your host, Dre, the Dreamaker. I'm glad you're here. I'm very glad you're here. If you're here, that means one of two things. You see what's going on Instagram, you see what's going on YouTube, and probably on Facebook, and you just locked in, which is very important. I'm glad you locked in. I appreciate you here. I definitely appreciate you here, and I look to have you here a plethora of times because one thing about this journey is we cannot stop. We can't stop. So, I think I'm gonna take this podcast to elaborate on a few things. First thing I want to elaborate on is a concept I threw around, and I don't know if any of you guys got it, but if you did, you didn't, you're gonna get it today. You're gonna get it today. So I don't know if you remember, but I told you that I'm a wolf. I am a wolf. Yes, I'm a wolf. And I think I brought up the last time, or probably one of these times, one of these pods, I kind of explained to you, like, there are sharks in this industry and that I'm a wolf. And I'm not a wolf in a sheep's clothing. I'm a wolf, and I'm telling you that I'm a wolf. There's a difference. I'm not hiding around in sheep fur and saying, "Oh, nice to meet you." No, I'm not doing that. I'm telling you I'm a wolf. The good thing with that is wolves carry some very strong characteristics. One of the major characteristics about a wolf is strategy. This podcast, it might seem simple. It might seem, I don't know, scattered, but there is a method to my madness. Yes, there is madness with this. As a wolf, you can be an aggressor. You can do a lot of things. The biggest thing I've learned as being a wolf, right, is it's the mindset. Mindset is important. Some people have it, some people don't. My mindset looks more so like this. When it comes to business and it comes to execution, you have to be a wolf. You have to be about your bread. Learn that. You can't not be about your bread. So a lot of people, they'll watch a podcast, they go, "Oh, I want to come in your podcast." And it's like, that's cool, right? That's cool. But where's the bread at? I love y'all. I do. But y'all didn't buy this $1,600 camera or this $2,000 camera with this $500 lens and this $800 lens and this $800 monitor with another $800 monitor with tripods, with lights, with computers. You guys didn't do that. I did that. And I did that on my own. Yes, I had help with other things, but for the most part, I did it on my own. I took it initiative, right? As a leader, as a wolf, right? And I got these things, right? So I'm not saying I'm charging you guys to come on here because, again, that'll be, realistic. But in the same breath, I'm like, yo, listen, if you're going to come on here, I need to see that you have a track record in what you're doing. There needs to be a track record, right? So if I look at the history of what you got going on, I need to consistently see that you're active in your business, with all due respect. If you're not active in your business, whether it be no matter what you are, if you're not active, like I'm super active, as you can see. I'm giving you content after content after content, and I'm not stopping. There can't be one day that goes by and you do not get my content. I am flooding with content, right? Because I'm active. This is my business, right? So if you want to come on here, right, and you don't want to pay the piper, that's fine. I won't charge you. You know what I'm saying? But I need to know that you're active, right? I need to see the pattern. You get what I'm saying? Because the last thing I want to do is have somebody on here and, I look back because, social media is your business store for those of who you don't know. Okay, wait. Come here, son. Come here, son. Your son. I'm about to put you on some games, son. So, I took this source from somebody. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? I took this source from someone. They know who they are. I know they watch. They probably don't want me to say their name because I took their source and then expanded upon it, right? So social media, look at social media like this, right? Social media is a store, right? Here's the store. When people go on your page, now they're inside your store, right? And now they're snooping around, scrolling up and down. They looking, what he got going on or what she got going on, right? And then think of your reels as your sales, your products that you have, right? And then your highlights, you got to look at your highlights as the stuff that you have on the shelf, right? And then in your bio, it needs to be a clear description, right? Or clear enough as to who you are and what you do. And there needs to be a link into what services that you offer, right? That's some sauce. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. I got more where that came from. You know what's funny? I wasn't going to do social media management because, not that I wasn't confident. I was just like, I'd rather just pay someone else to do it, right? Instead of like me do it for myself, right? And then I realized I'm like, hold up. I've done this for big brands. Of course I could do it for myself. Of course. Why not? Of course I can. So, yeah, there's that. So, back to this now. I wrote it down, you know what I'm saying? Because even during the day, I usually have a lot of stuff going on. So, my memory be a little shot, So, back to the wolves. So, wolves don't attack immediately. They wait and they watch, right? So, that's very similar to me. I will wait and I will watch, right? Because there's strategy involved. And I've learned something. Not every opportunity has to be chased. You don't have to chase every opportunity. You do not have to do that. I highly suggest you don't. I used to have this mentality where, any opportunity comes, I'm taking it. Nah. Because there's some opportunities that came, I was like, oh, nah, I ain't taking that. And then that's where you start to realize, okay, you can't take every opportunity, especially if you have integrity and morals. Not every opportunity you're going to take, clearly, right? You guys should know that. Don't chase every opportunity, right? Because at the end of the day, every bag ain't a good bag, right? Because if someone comes to you right now and goes, yo, check this out, son. Yo, I got this 50K for you. It's a nice opportunity, but you're gonna have to go to a Diddy party. What you doing? Now, granted, no, not shading Diddy, which it probably is a little shade, but there is a history now that we clearly see when you go to these parties, right? So are you going to take the opportunity? Probably not. You may take the opportunity. You might not have nothing going on. You might be good, or you might take the opportunity and you might not be good. These are things that go on. Yeah, I wrote this stuff down because, bro, it's a lot of information. So let's see what I have here. Okay. Wolves. That's us. So again, we are the wolf pack. Oh, that's another thing I meant to tell y'all. So I was sitting down and I said to myself, I need to build my community because y'all part of my community. And in this community, we are all wolves. And every wolf has a role. We are pack. If I'm doing business, y'all better be doing business too. I'm not doing business by myself. I'm not doing that. I am doing that. I am doing that. But again, I would encourage people to come and do business with me. Right? At least it's a familiar face for those who know me. And for those who haven't spoke to me for a long time, do not hesitate to come to me. But understand, when you met me to the man I am now, I am a different person. Right? So I don't want to scare you, but I just want to let you know, like, just picture us reintroducing ourselves. Picture us reintroducing ourselves. Because I'm not the same person. I'm definitely not the same person. So if you knew me from like young, just know it's a different person now. If you knew me 7 years ago, completely different person now. If you knew me 5 years ago, completely different person now, right? Because again, we gotta grow. I'm a fond believer in growth. You know what I mean? If you watch, I'm gonna go a little geek on you a little bit. I'm gonna go a little geek on you. If you know, you know. If you watch anime, because I know y'all watch anime. I grew up off of Dragon Ball Z, right? Listen, your boy was a Super Saiyan way back. You know what I'm saying? I done passed Super Saiyan 4. You heard? I'm in God mode now. This is God mode. Okay? So it's a very different situation. I'm still the same person, right? But the prowess and the powers are not the same. From Super Saiyan 1 to God mode is different. It's night and day. It is what it is. Okay. Adaptability. Hold up. Wait. I don't want to skip this. Okay. I don't want to skip this because I did write this down for y'all. I did write this down. So, survival mentality. Now, this could go both ways because a lot of people walk around with a survival mentality, which is not good. The type of survival mentality I want you guys to have is more so a togetherness survival mentality, right? Because again, I believe that community is built together. We don't do this by ourselves, right? So that's the type of survival mentality you guys need to have. When it comes to survival, you use the word survival and it's very scary now because it's like survive. So the opposite of survive is death, right? And that's how we got to view it as far as us sticking together. If we don't stick together, we dead. Straight up. Straight up. We are dead if we don't stick together. It's just not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So when you see all these small businesses, all these solo entrepreneurs, and they're not sticking together, and their businesses fail within a year, because remember, 95% of businesses fail within a year. So if your business failed within a year, that's because you didn't have a community. We should have a community. You know what I mean? There should be at least a place where we can all go. There are a few places like that. If you want the source, I could give you that too. You know what I mean? I can't do it for free, but I could do it for a fee. Boss. Matter of fact, write that down. You're going to need that. Okay, so back to the wolves. So, as a wolf, one of the biggest things as a wolf is not only being a leader, but being a protector, right? The wolf isn't always the aggressor. We got to know when to be the aggressor, but we're not always the aggressor. We're not the one doing the kills most of the time. We're not. The wolf is usually the one that's leading. There are other people in the pack that do the kills, right? Remember, I said I can't do this by myself. I could wear a lot of hats, but I can't do this by myself. I need, now don't get me wrong, I do a lot by myself, but I need marketing. I need a marketeer. I need somebody to consult. I need somebody to speak to. I need somebody for my mental health, emotional health. I need somebody for all of these things, right? So when you sit back and look at it, yeah, I might be in a leadership position, but the responsibilities are very heavy, but I do not do this by myself. We are all leaders in our own right. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? We are all leaders in our own right. And as a wolf, you got to understand, you're a leader. You know what I'm saying? Every wolf has a purpose. You see what I'm saying? And as an owner, as a solo entrepreneur, right? I want to change the perception of how we view business. Because the way business is done now is too cutthroat. It's too cutthroat. Like, don't get me wrong, as a wolf, you're going to have to cut throats, right? You're going to have to cut throats. but it shouldn't be anybody from your community. There should be a way or avenue or rules, principles that you stand on, right? And it's sad because if you never stood on principles before, right? And then now you're going into business, it's you went for a rude awakening. That means you ain't standing on principles before in your regular life. Now you're gonna start on business and you never stood on principles and now you gotta stand on principles? Crazy. Crazy work. It's just not gonna work. So ultimately my goal of this podcast is to promote business, promote my business, promote other businesses, introduce you to business, put you on game, give you the source, and build this community. Right? I see this community as wolves. All y'all are wolves. All y'all are wolves. You might not know it yet, but you're a wolf. I just don't want you to be a wolf in a sheep's clothing. We can't have that. We already have too much of those. You know what I'm saying? And as time passes, when my hammer gets a little stronger, you know what I'm saying? Because it's strong now, but when my voice gets a little louder, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to go to the top of the hills, and it's sad to say I'm going to have to expose these wolves. Listen, I am very destructive. I've realized that. I've realized I'm very destructive, and if you're a wolf similar to me, you know what I'm talking about. As a wolf, you can be very destructive. You know what I mean? You come in the room, and you change the energy of the room. I know that. I'm a wolf. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wolf. These ears point right up. When I come in the room, I change the room, bro. That's what I do. It is what it is. I'm a wolf. You know what I'm saying? I'm a wolf, and I got to protect my wolf pack. That's my job. Hopefully, that's going to be your job, too. Hey, yo, listen, sidebar. I know wolf is a very, wolf may seem like a very aggressive male animal, but I want you to know there's female wolves, too. And I know y'all out there. And y'all could join the pack, too. Y'all are part of the pack already, but y'all know. There's female wolves out there in business. You know who you are, son. You know who you are. You got it in you. You just got to keep pushing it and bring it out. And bring it out. Especially, yo, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, son? Yo, son. You know what's crazy, son? Come here, son. Let me tell you something. You know what's crazy, son? What I learned is that female entrepreneurs, they have to go through mad stuff. As a female wolf, they got to go through mad stuff. And that's going to be another part that I talk about. We're not going to let y'all get all that sauce at once, right? We're going to spread the sauce. So, I got it. Now, since we're talking about wolves, I'm going to take a little segue for a second. Because I remember I said, yo, listen, I want to implement some type of movie, whether it be character, movie, scene, whatever the case is. I want to implement that into the podcast as a segment. And I think I may have got it. Right? Because I told you I love the movie business. I love movies. Right? So the way I'm going to do this now, and I want y'all to pay very close attention. Please, this is the time to lock in. Listen. Lock in. This is the time to pay very close attention, right? I want y'all to tell me this movie. You can slide in my DM. You go to comments, but if you want to DM, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all don't, everybody a little sensitive about commenting. That's cool. But listen. Lock in. What movie is this? Hold on. I got to get right. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You ain't no cop. You ain't no cop, man. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. If you know that movie, tell me which one it is. You ain't no cop, Jay Reed. You ain't no cop. You ain't no cop, man. Not for nothing. Now, think about it. I might try to... If y'all get it, I might try to clip it up so that way I can make a clip out of that. All this is strategy for growth strategies, right? So if you paying attention and you lock it in, you're gonna see the growth strategies and techniques I use. I'm extremely technical. I'm sociable, but don't get it messed up. I am technical. I respect the technique. I give credit where credit is due. So if y'all got any techniques, swing my way. If it makes sense, yeah, I'll implement it. If not, it's what it is. We wolves. We figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh, sidebar. Because there's always a sidebar. So you remember I told you I was supposed to get my plaque up here. I don't know when I told you that. It's not here right now. But guess what? Remember I told you I ordered another one? I got the tracking number. I got the tracking number. So it will be here sometime next week. And for y'all don't know what next week is because I'm constantly shooting. Active shooter. Straight up. Active shooter. And then also, aside from shooting, understand something. I'm clipping every day. Right? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all wolves. Because y'all are a part of the wolf pack. You initiated now. I done told you what a wolf is. You're a part of the pack now. You're a part of the wolf pack. Welcome to the wolf pack. Welcome to the Dreamaker podcast, which you're already in. Now, welcome to the wolf pack. So with the wolf pack, I'm about to, listen, this sauce that I'm about to give you, you can get it for free. Anybody will tell you this free sauce, but I'm going to give this game. With this wolf pack, I will be making merch. Yes, I will be making merch again. I will have merch for you. I will have merch for you. And obviously, we're going to know what that merch is. I might try to, I'm going to swing out the logo on the social. I don't know if I do a mine or the story. I'm going to swing out the logo for the wolf pack. I might even do that with this pile when I drop it. I might just, you're going to see the wolf pack logo, right? And then once I got that down, trust me when I tell y'all, I will have jackets and shirts, whatever the case is. Whatever I come up with, I'm going to make sure I have it. And again, whatever I come up with, understand something. Understand something. Support me. Support me. You know what I'm saying? Support me. Listen, it takes nothing to ask for support. I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask you to support me. This is what it is. Support me. So, there's that. And here's another thing. I gotta give some shout outs. Definitely gotta give some shout outs. Yo, lock in. I'm gonna shout this out again only because it ain't happened yet. Okay, so on March 22nd, I will be pulling up to a brunch at 4 p.m. I know. It's 4 to 10. I know. That's dinner time. It's not really a brunch. But yo, listen. Shout out to IMG Fancy. He's shooting his brunch on March 22nd. Lock in. Dre gonna be there. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I'm gonna have the camera, so I'm gonna be active, but I'm just gonna be an active shooter. And see, this is what I mean when I talk about a wolf pack, right? Right? I don't always gotta be the center of attention. I just do this podcast to get things moving, right? To get other wolves active. So I got a young active wolf. He not no cub. He's a young active wolf. Shout out to IMG Fancy. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to tag him somewhere in here. You know what I'm saying? You check out what he got going on. Listen, if you're a dude and, you're looking for some joints, pull up. They're going to be there. There will be some female wolves there for you. Okay? If you a dude pulling up to this, if you're a female pulling up to this joint, listen, sausage party. It's not gonna be wait. Pause. It's not gonna be a sausage party. There will be joints there, but there's gonna be dudes there too. I just want to let you know that. I don't want the girls feeling like, I'm outnumbered. Nah, you know what? I say this. It's gonna be a fair ratio. It's gonna be split right between the middle. It's gonna be good. I suggest y'all tune into that. But yeah, back to this. So IMG Fancy, he got his party coming up. This is a 90s and 2000 theme party. So I already got my fit. Try to get your fit now, right? Hurry up and get it, and then pull up. And you come, you're gonna be on camera. Come on, who don't want to be on camera? No, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people don't want to be on camera. I realize that. It takes a certain level of balls to be on camera. right? Edit it, do the audio, and then release it. That's crazy. But again, you know, there's levels to this. You know what I mean? I do it because I'm a wolf, right? I'm a wolf, and I'm telling you, I'm a wolf. I'm a leader, right? In my field, right? And it takes a certain level of courage to come in front of this camera and speak to you guys, right? Because remind you, I'm coming here in front of the camera. I'm speaking to you. I'm gonna face criticism. I'm gonna face ridicule. I'm gonna face hate. I'm gonna face all of these things. And guess what? I gotta be consistent. Because if I'm not consistent, right, I'm frowned upon. Nah, we ain't here to be frowned upon. And whether I am consistent or not, I might still be frowned upon. But one thing that's going to have to be respected is the work. That's one thing I learned in life. One thing that's always respected is the work. Always respect the work. Mm-hmm. Okay, so with that being said, you know, as I tell y'all all the time, I'm not into these long podcasts. I'm not into these long podcasts. You know why? Because 9 out of 10 times, I'm about to give you some sauce. And I think I gave this sauce before, but I'm going to give it again because I know a lot of you don't tune in, right? Which is fine. Nobody got an hour, 2 hours to sit down and watch me. Like, who am I? I mean, I'm a boss, but, you know, I'm not your boss, and there's no requirement to sit here and watch me. But I will say this. I like my podcast short, sweet, quick to the point. I don't like them long, right? And you know, I gotta say this, right? Because you know, I say this on every pod. Some you know, some you don't. But this is an ongoing theme. If you like my podcast and you like the way this looks, and you want your podcast to look like this, tap in. Tap in. Link in the bio. Very simple. I will shoot your podcast. The link that's in the bio is a very entry level link. If you require more, we can sit down and discuss it. Nothing wrong with that. Come, shoot your podcast. The same energy I put into my podcast, I'm going to make sure I put into yours. Remember that. Remember that. Man of my word. Man of my word. So, with that being said, let me see. Do I got to give any more shout outs? Okay, I shot that out. I did my little business strategy. What else? I think that's about it, y'all. Listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Thank you for tuning into Dreamaker Podcast. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching. And like I always say, peace. Dreamaker Podcast.